is from the PTAH Council themselves. They sat and met together, and they made a decision on an award to be handed out called the 12th Award of the PTAH Council. So, Brother Andrew, this is a drum roll for this one, really. So can I ask everybody to drum roll on the table for the PTAH Council Award.
This is the PTAH
2019. It's decided that it will be going to...
It's going to a group that broke every box record in terms of what we've seen. There's never been a program like this on TV since or before. And you know, there's a comedy show that was more than comedy. It had powerful, brother, you know what time it is. It had a powerful truth. The writers were literally on another level, the actors were on another level. And we know we've been begging for the BBC to put this back on again. Who am I talking about? Make some noise for the real McCoy. And we got Sister Judith Jacob here and Brother Leo Mohammed. Please, you've made history today by being the first award winners from the PTAH Council. This is the keynote award. This is the keynote award. And we got Brother Leo and Sister Judith Jacob here from the real McCoy. If you love the real McCoy, let me hear you make some real noise. Let me hear you make some love for these brothers and sisters. Oh, in fact, take that.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's not what I was expecting, so thank you. Yeah, you know, me and my brother, and when I say my brother, I'm not saying it like Brother Muhammad that you all say. That's my brother. I love you, and you know that, right?
I love you too, sis.
I was very blessed to come onto this show because Leo was one of the founder people on the Real McCoy, and I was just blessed to be asked to be part of this show. So when people talk about me being part of it, I just think, oh, well, I was very lucky because I came in on a show that was very powerful. And you had to be in the room when this was happening because we had sketches on the stage where we had to read it. And the criteria was, if it was funny, it got through. I have to tell you that my brother, Leo, and Mira are political animals. And when they wrote sketches, it was extremely political. But they are so clever, they made it funny. And by making it funny, it meant it had to go into the show. Because the criteria was, if you laughed, it's in. And when you done that NYPD tango, but was based on my guy being beaten up in America, and I don't know how you even thought about doing it like that, because it made me really sad, but it made you laugh, because he was talking about something that was so happening right now. But by switching it up, it came through. But there was not one black person watching it that did not know what he was talking about. And that's the cleverness of this brother that I call my brother, Leo. And Mira, she put some sketches out there that we thought, it's not going to go through, but if you're laughing, and when I say laughing, it was European people that probably didn't want to laugh, but they had no choice because it was funny. So I'm just blessed that I was part of that show. And I've got to pass the mic to Leo because Leo was one of the founder people that made it be called The Real McCoy as opposed to...
Yeah, they wanted to call it Flick. Right. The first time I had a conversation with the white producers, they said that they wanted to produce a show called Flick. And when I asked the man, what do you mean Flick? He said, you know when black people do that? So I was studying at the time a black inventor by the name of Elijah McCoy. And I suggested to the BBC that maybe that would be a good name, The Real McCoy. And they kind of frowned. But just to say very briefly, first and foremost, I want to thank the creator of the heavens and the earth for the blessing of being a part of that show. I want to thank the PTAH Council for this wonderful, wonderful program that you put on today. And as I said to the organizers, this must become an annual event. It cannot and it will not become an annual event unless we, the black community, support it. Not with talk, but by putting our money where our mouth is. So whatever the PTAH Council sets up in terms of GoFundMe and other means of fundraising, we really want to appeal to all of the entrepreneurs out there, all of the black entrepreneurs, all of the business people, all of the organizational heads to really support this process called the Black Carpet Award Ceremony, the International Black Carpet Award Ceremony, because every year we should have the opportunity to come out in a prestigious venue and to award those who are movers and shakers within our community. Whether we appreciate it or not, brothers and sisters, our time has come. And our brother, Tyler Perry, and what he has just done, that is a sign of the time. And this small event taking place today, the 19th of October in the United Kingdom, is one of the foundational stones of our arrival. I want to thank you so much. And, you know, we're working on some ideas for the television. The real McCoy is not going to come back. There's a reason for that, because they discovered that it was too powerful. We say too black for TV. But we're working on some ideas, and we're going to bring stuff to the stage, and we're going to bring stuff to the screen in the very near future. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you.
Can I just say that what I really want to acknowledge here for PTAH, and because people, when we do award ceremony, it tends to be people that you see publicly on television and stuff. But what I like about this, we're acknowledging the people that are working grassroots. And we need to acknowledge our grassroots people, not just the faces that you see on telly, but those that are working their bottoms off and getting not a penny, but they're doing it anyway because they're doing it for the right reasons. And that's why I want to say thank you for putting this on so much.
Also, just a very quick point before I leave. I'm not share no statue with Judith.
Okay, we've solved that, Brother Leo.
She's not leaving here tonight with that statue. Yeah? You see her arms, she feels she's strong. Wrestling tonight for the statue. Okay? All right.
Can I just say to both Judith and Leo, there's two other people missing from the stage today.
Yes.
Robbie and Eddie. They will be receiving their awards at another event. So we haven't forgotten them either. We don't want any fighting within the real McCoy.
Thank you.
So the
because
awards
the
are
days
coming.
of Leo wrapping me up in tape is over. Remember that.
This girl is such a troublemaker that when we were rehearsing, there were many occasions, because she, you know one of these sisters, she feels she can fight man. And so myself, Robbie, Eddie, we had to tie her up, physically tie the woman up, where we went to lunch and leave her in the rehearsal room. Yeah. Thank you, family. Stay strong. Stay strong.
Congratulations to the real McCoy. Thank
Just go this
you.
way, Leo. Thank you very much.
What a great award that one is. Now we're going to have our keynote speaker. And our keynote speaker, hopefully if they could make their way to the stage, is Molofe Kente Asante. And he is an African-American professor and philosopher. He is a leading figure in the fields of African-American studies, African studies, and communication studies. He is currently the professor in the Department of Afroecology at Temple University, where he founded the PhD program in African American Studies. He is president of the Molofe Kente Asante Institute for Afrocentric Studies. Can we please welcome to the stage this evening our keynote speaker, Molofe Kente Asante. Thank you very much.
Hotel.
Have you ever heard of a program that hasn't been on the air for such a long time, but people so want it back, are so missing it, it wins an Outstanding Achievement Award? Here with us is the great brother Leo Muhammad and my great sister, the Empress, that is Judith Jacobs, who've just picked up 2 wonderful, beautiful awards on behalf of the real McCoy. Who do I speak to first, Leo? You were presenting awards today. I think that one surprised you, didn't it?
Yeah, it did surprise me, brother, but it was a great honor, privilege to be able to, hand over one of the awards that's been awarded by the PTAH Council this evening at this first International Black Carpet Award ceremony, and it was, a surprise and a tremendous honor to receive one myself, and I'm really proud, brother. I'm very honored. It's a wonderful thing to hold because we live in a world where, of course, we have the Oscars and all of these award ceremonies, but when you look around, very little for us as a people that we give to ourselves. And this, for me, is, more than any Oscar. This is a real tribute to that program that we made so long ago. And as you rightly said, brother, the last time it was on television was 1995. Yet not a day goes by that I don't have somebody walk up to me in the street and say, when is the real McCoy coming back?
Everybody's I hope the BBC really hears this interview, yeah? And listens to the lovely Judith J, because you must get the same thing as Leo. People coming up to you and say, yo, when's the real McCoy real coming, yeah? You guys need to go on crowdfunding, because I'm sure the black community in the UK will definitely support an independent production of the real McCoy, or even call it something else
Or
if the BBC
something
doesn't allow that. What do you think, Judith?
Well, definitely, there's definitely a market, because the reason that people keep asking about it is because there's nothing that's been on to replace it. Now, it doesn't have to be the real McCoy, it's just something. And there has been other shows on, I'm never going to deny that. Family Lamb's been on, you've got some other stuff, and that's the new generation of stuff. They are probably not as political as we were.
No.
But they're
not as cultural either.
Not cultural. They've got their voices, and that's fine. But the mere fact that people, 95, I didn't even realise it was that long ago, and people are, and literally, and I keep saying, we say this, if we got £1 every time, I'd be a millionaire. Literally, from back people, when's the real McCoy come back? When the real McCoy come back? I don't think it is, darling. Let it go. But yes, you're right.
Do you think the BBC definitely missed the trick there? Because considering that they're a corporation, they're into making money, they're into selling their programs all over the world. Anyone's been to Australia, New Zealand, it's full of BBC program, Canada, full of it. Do you think they really missed the trick there?
It's amazing that you said that. It's about making money, and they could have made money.
But they'd rather stifle the culture.
It's because of that Leo Muhammad. It's because that brother, if they just took him out of the picture, we'd be all right. But him and his political ting and being Nation of Islam and being a vocal African man speaking, they just can't take it.
More power to the African line. What say you, Leo?
Brother, the children of Israel, they moaned and they groaned and they complained against Moses, when he led them out from under the bondage of Pharaoh, because they said if it wasn't for Moses and bringing us this liberation, then, we could still be under Pharaoh, slaving, but our lives would be better. We wouldn't be wandering through this wilderness. Well, that's the reality of truth. Truth is no respecter of persons, nor is it a respecter of corporations. And the truth has to be told. And so when we wrote sketches, we didn't just write sketches for funny ha-ha. We had to put the reality and the truth in there in the form of edutainment, because we wanted the people laughing, but we wanted them nodding at the same time. That's true, man. And so, there are those people who, they don't want black people to share our truth and to have that type of humor that is also liberational. And so that's why they stifled the program. But brother, we don't have to look to the BBC.
No, we don't.
We're living in the age of the internet. We're living in a time now where communication, we got Gokush TV right here filming this. Come on, man. It's time that we do something for ourselves. So we got writers, we got lighting persons, we got sound people, we got producers, we got actors, we got everything we need, and all we have to do is come together, unite, pool our resources
And skills.
start making some shows, because the talent is all in the black community. And so we won't necessarily reproduce the real McCoy, but we'll produce something the equivalent of that, now right down to the modern time, something that our youngsters and our families today can identify with and get that same energy and that same vibe that we produced in the real McCoy.
It'd be great though to see the old school crew of comedians, Leo, Judith, Robbie, Eddie, and the new
everyone.
school. Oh, that'd be so.
And the thing is, I've learned from these young people, they do this what they call guerrilla warfare. They're not waiting on the BBCs and stuff. They are YouTubing. They're getting their people together. Because I know they've asked, oh, would you come and do a little thing? I'm thinking, on what? They're doing their thing.
Yes.
They're getting, because they have the skill set.
Yes.
They have. They've done their uni stuff. And they've gone, because young people are not really watching TV. They're streaming. They're going through that. So they're aiming at their people. Yes. And I went, what? Really? So I'm with the BB crew. We're learning from these youths then. We're going, all right, that's how we roll. Let's go with it.
And you want?
And now I was going to say, in relation to the young people, once we the so-called elders, because I look at you myself still, but once we hook up with the youth, brother, it's right, because where we see right now the kind of cultural element missing from some of this is where the African tradition is. Old men for counsel, young men for war. And so that's all that's necessary now, that those of us who have lived a little bit longer, we can input and feed in that cultural reality, that cultural element that's missing, that conscious element. And then once we do that, brother, this generation of young people, these new comedians or whatever, it's done, it's over, it's a wrap.
Nothing funnier than the truth. Finally, I've got to ask you, you in pantomime this year? You're normally in pantomime.
No, I'm not this year.
No?
No, I'm very disappointed actually.
Yeah?
But there is a word, they call Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. Yeah.
I am because we are. And that's what we are.
I am because we are.
Yes.
And I'd like to put forward, we here at Got Kush TV, we need some crowdfunding going on around here, We need to get the real McCoy independently produced and show the world what we've all been missing, And I think we're going to start putting that out for 2020 and see what the universe delivers, And see if we can find others who'd be interested to put their money into an independent production so we can all laugh, because laughter is very good for the soul and very good for uplifting us, inspiring us and getting us to go and do what we got to do out here. It's been a pleasure speaking with the young brother, Leo Muhammad.
Pleasure speaking with you, my brother.
Congratulations on your award.
And thank you so much. And I want to big up Go Kush TV for the wonderful work that you're doing, brothers and sisters. And please keep it going. And, Leo Muhammad is a tool to be used by the black community. So anytime you need a good tool that you can use to further this cause, call on me, brother.
No worries. We're going to take you up on that because we're going to do another in-depth interview. People are still talking about the first one we done, so we're going to make sure we do another one on GKTV. And
yes,
I can't stop kissing. I love this sister.
I love you. You lot have been doing your thing from time. Before this, you've been doing your thing.
Yeah.
And you know what? We have to keep moving forward. And that's what you're doing. And I've got to give you... what? We do, because that's how we create. We are innovators. We create, we move on, and other people take it on because we've got other things to do.
All right, and you heard the sister. It's up to us to make sure Real McCoy comes back into existence. If not in its original form, in a newer form, and we've got plenty of great talent out there. Keep it at Got Kush TV. Let's see if we can make this happen with your help, of course. UK's #1 conscious platform. Lovely being with Judith Jacob and also Leo Muhammad. Keep it where you got it. Subscribe to Got Kush TV,